We oh my God. There are times that Renee's like, oh my God, just because you're a celebrity, you think you're a celebrity, and dude, we are always. So Renee's the celebrity, just so you guys know. Renae is the celebrity. When Renae is grumpy and unhappy, the whole team is scared out of their minds.
That is not true.
When Renae is not happy, we're all scared. We're always waiting on Renae to get things started. You know, that's celebrity shit. That is celebrity shit. You look great as always, which I'm a little.
Or you're gonna call it my granny chic, or what are my pajamas?
No, it's just different. I mean, it's something. Pajamas? It's something that you normally don't do.
Well, I had on a completely different outfit and was like gonna be right on time. Well, not completely different, but I had on a different top, and then the zipper busted. But it busted like when it only busts halfway down. So I couldn't even get out of it.
Well, she was walking around like, help me, help me.
And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to we're going to have to cut me out of this shirt. I'm not going to. Luckily, Lori just kept like.
Yep, Miss Lori.
Yes. And then the zipper completely broke off. And then I put this on and I was like rushing so that I'm not late. And now it's too tight on my arms. I'm like, look. Oh, I'm like Hulk in my shirt. So I'm grumpy because now,
you look great. You look great.
My clothes don't fit.
Well, you're feeling a little negative because you have been working hard. We both have. We've both been in the gym extra hard lately. And you're frustrated because you don't think you're getting any gains, but I think you look beautiful.
Well,
I think you look strong.
Thank you, but I'm frustrated because the number's going up on the scale and because my clothes don't fit. And I think those are like the two most important things not most important things. I shouldn't say it like that, but like when it comes to weight loss, you just want to feel good in your clothes.
Well,
and you don't want to see the number go up on the scale.
Just so everybody knows that I am going to look fantastic for my special in 3 months.
And I'm going to be fluffy.
And I'm going to continue to do what I have studied and learned and talk to people like your sister and our friend Courtney and all the things that I have learned, I have tried to share with you, but you're like, no, that's not it. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, you do you.
No, I am doing the food. Everyone says you have to lift weights, so I'm lifting weights, but I don't like...
You do you.
My waist, my clothes fit comfy on my waist, but they are tighter in the thighs and they are tighter in the arms, and I don't like that. I want like long and lean body, not Hulk.
No, it's you. You do you. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I'm not. I've tried to tell you. Your sister Rebecca. Oh my gosh, that girl, her discipline, and I did not know. You know, you look at your sister at one point was big.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, she was big, and when she was big,
well, she's a tall girl.
Yes,
so
but she was big, and what I'm saying is that I did not know that her body could be lean the way it is.
Yeah.
I thought, oh well, because she's shaped that way, that she's gonna. Even when she lifts weights and loses weight, she got so lean and she's so freaking lean. But I'm following the things that she's telling me what to do because I believe because I've seen her accomplish it. I've seen her body go from, thick in the thighs to lean thighs.
Yeah.
I saw her. So anyway, I'm gonna do what I do. You do what you do because. Don't ask me for advice.
I don't think I did.
I'm not gonna argue.
I don't think I did. Did I ask you for advice? I don't think I did.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Play back the tape.
But we had a wonderful. Well, and we had an interesting. Mama Mia and Daddy Raymond are so appreciative of all of you, and for whatever reason, yesterday they were watching last week's podcast, and your mom was sending play-by-play. I mean, literally play-by-play.
She was live tweeting, commenting with text messages.
And it was funny because there were some things that she said that I was like, "Oh, what did we talk about?" So I had to go back and watch what she was talking about that episode, and she really loved the episode, and I'm glad she did. But it was funny that she was like, "Oh yeah, me and Babe," or she calls him Babe. We all call him Babe. Daddy Raymond. She said, "Oh, me and Daddy Raymond are just sitting here watching." The podcast, and then she would like, "Oh, I agree with that," or "Pray on that," So it was really cool to kind of, there has been quite some time where normal communication with your parents has been gone, right?
Yeah.
Anytime that we were communicating with your parents, it was all about the cancer and all about, well, what treatments are next and what are we doing next? And, where are you going to stay and who's going to go visit? And, we have not had just a back and forth of talking about something other than the cancer. So it was really nice that she sent those messages. And then my sister and my dad, stepmom, and my sister's family came in for the Labor Day weekend. I was just telling Rick, like, it was the first non-crazy weekend that we had.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't a party.
Yeah.
We didn't have to prepare anything.
Nope.
We didn't go nuts. We just kind of relaxed and hung out with each other and jumped in the pool. And everybody kind of felt the same. Everybody was just very, just ready to relax.
A chill weekend.
It wasn't a woohoo, let's party.
Yeah.
It was more of a, hey, we're going to bed. Yeah, let's all go sleep. So it was a very,
which is
very,
so weird.
Yeah,
to not stay up and play music loud and hang
and drink till me and Kenny usually drink till 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? But poor Kenny, he's they're grandparents and he had to babysit while their daughter went to the Aggie game. But
a 1-year-old.
Oh, dude, Kenny gave us that look like, help me, somebody help me with this kid, right? But it was just a really chill weekend. And then
yesterday we slept in and we were both like, no, not only did we didn't sleep in that late, but we stayed in bed. And we kept waiting for the kids to come and jump in the bed, and they never did.
No, kids are so weird in the fact that, Renae and I slept in. No kids came to our room. Then Renae and I just kind of laid in bed together, just relaxing, hugging each other. And then we're like, oh, this is great.
We're talking about nice. Our California days, being young man, and not having to wake up.
We're just laying around, no kids, nobody's begging us for breakfast. But then when you're parents, you start going, where are these kids? Why aren't they in here? Usually they're jumping on the bed cuddling with us.
What are they doing? What are they getting into?
So then Renae got up and she's like, kids, come here. So then Renae jumps back in the bed and we're like,
waiting for them to come.
They're coming. Dude, they didn't come. And we were like, man, what the hell? Where's our kids? They don't want to be with us? Why aren't they annoying us right now? There is a weird, but that's how I feel on the road, right? That first day I'm on the road, like I said, where you're like, oh man, great. And then you're like, where's my kids?
Wait, right? Where's my family? Yeah, no, Garrett was had his tablet, very happy to have no one bother him. And Delilah had taken all of his Hot Wheels, and there's a circular coffee table in there, and she had lined them up all the way around the coffee table.
Yeah, they were just playing in the playroom and just hanging out, and we all decided for the first time, and it was a very normal Monday. We don't really go out in public together usually. And I don't really try to go out in public because, I run into fans and it turns into a thing for me. But
a quick errand can turn into an hour-long
errand. And Monday we were like, hey, let's just run these errands together.
And we needed a birthday gift for a party Garrett had that afternoon.
Yeah, so the whole family jumped in the car and we ran errands together. And
we don't ever do that.
I mean, people waved at me and people kind of stopped and looked, but nobody stopped me for a picture or anything. It was very normal. It was it was really nice.
Yeah.
And it really felt old school. It felt the way I grew up.
Yeah.
We had to go with our parents to run
errands. Yeah, you just do everything together. Yeah.
But it was a great morning and we had a great lunch together as a family, and it was just
Delilah didn't pee on anything. There were no meltdowns. It was really.
It was great. I mean, we went to Academy. We went and had lunch at Cheddar's. We went to several places to get a
Target.
gift.
Yeah.
Don't say that name.
Oh, sorry.
We don't need that shit. Bleep out Target. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if fun is the word I would use, but it was very pleasant just to run errands as a family and not have to be hurry up, load up, kids. We gotta be at baseball practice.
What's next?
We gotta,
it it was great, man.
Yeah.
It was awesome, and I really enjoyed being with my family.
Good
just
chill
us.
Labor Day, and now back to the grind.
Yeah, well, then the evening, my favorite time is me and the kids in the pool, and we sparked up the grill and made burgers, and it was just us.
Yeah.
Nobody came over yesterday. Nobody. And I just want to point out that, hey, put that on the board as the things that Renae wants, Renae got.
That after we had a house full of people all weekend, we got the day to recover. It was nice. It was nice.
But even the house full of people this time was it was chill. It wasn't go, go, go. We want to do this. We want to do that. Let's party. Let's wake up.
I think your sister was feeling a little under the weather. And then I think the 1-year-old really, the
wore them out.
grandbaby wore them out. Yeah.
He's such a cute little kid too. And but he did end up crying at 5:00 in the morning on Saturday morning, and because I'm in that daddy.
Is it mine?
Yeah. I woke up like, oh crap, is that my kid? What's going on? Do they need help? You have that instinct about you once you have kids. But all in all, great weekend, and really enjoyed our time together and hanging out. And
was it weird to not go on stage?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like you needed the weekend off?
It's nice to have the weekend off, but and it worked out perfect because this next 4 weeks is going to be insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be crazy. So it was nice. And
I just feel like we were in such a pivotal place with the set for then you to take a weekend off that going back this week is going to be like a little.
But I need it. And I've learned that I do need days off because, I do, when I work consecutively and I do the set over and over and over and over again, I do get complacent. I do get bored with the set. It does go into autopilot. So when I have a week off, it is exciting to, now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get back on stage. I'm ready to do my thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, having a week off, it is nice. And I do need it. Now, the scary part is, writing that new set once we film. But Saturday, the filming is in San Antonio, Texas. If you've ever thought about coming to Texas, we'd love to have you come to the show, spend a couple days in San Antonio. The Tobin Center where we're performing is absolutely beautiful.
It's a beautiful theater, yeah.
It's a beautiful theater. We'd love to have you be a part of the special on Netflix that I think is going to change our lives forever.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Forever. Because, I mean, and I say forever because, if my career were to die, if I just stopped doing stand-up, then I would just kind of fade away. I would just kind of be like, oh, I remember that guy. We used to go to his shows. But after this special, I think it's going to be that I know that guy. Where is that guy? And I will be forever a stand-up comedian.
Oh, you mean, sorry, I wasn't following your train of thought. I was trying to listen and understand where you're going. So you're saying if you just stop doing stand-up now, no big deal. But you think after this special, got it. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, at this point, you've done a lot of specials, and it's just hard to anticipate how one thing will affect another. And then I think, I don't know, we have no idea. I feel like after living through a pandemic, I make no predictions about this world because I don't know what's going to happen between the time we film it and the time we release it, and what's going to be happening when we release it in the world. You just feel like...
And look, it might not do anything.
Yeah.
My career might stay exactly where it is right now. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I think that we have enough people out there in the world that love us, that care about us, that like what we do, that when we release this special, that they will be our mouthpieces. They will then go out and say, hey, this is our guy. We think he's great. Watch him. Here's a story about, him and his wife.
Yeah.
We, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, well, I think, for it to be going to Netflix, I think we live in a world now where Because you had a special on Netflix before, but I think now we live in a world where a lot more people have Netflix than ever before. So the fact that it will reach that audience. And two, last time you just got buried in the Netflix algorithm, and it didn't get
they didn't
seen.
care. It didn't get seen, and just to put into perspective, when I sold my special that me and you produced to Netflix for no money, I only had 10,000 fans on my fan page.
Really?
10,000.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't until we clipped it out that it went nuts. Up. Yeah.
So, when I'm talking to that 10,000 people saying, "Hey, are you watching my special?" Well, you're going to get, 3, 4, 5% of that, right?
Yeah.
So that's not a big audience, right? Well, here we sit all these years later with over 3 million social media followers and family to then go and share.
Yeah.
Right. And then go and let people know, hey, this guy is great. Right.
Yeah.
So.
But the Facebook algorithm and all that BS changes constantly too. So it's just, you know what? If you are a fan of Steve Trevino, please go to his website. And I feel like this is when we have to tell them, sign up for your email list so that they know.
Please sign up to the email list because, things change. I mean, even, and I love TikTok. I mean, TikTok is the pulse right now. I mean, TikTok, there's things that I know that you're like, what? That happened? And it's because I'm watching TikTok.
Yeah.
Right? Like Renae had no clue that Vegas was flooding.
No, I didn't know. Right? Lori, did you know? You're on TikTok. Did you know Vegas flooded? Now I know because everyone's talking about.
No, I heard of
Burning Man. Yeah.
That was all Vegas. Yeah, that whole area. Right. And then Burning Man, everybody's stuck in Burning. But
we didn't get out of bed yesterday morning. We were just watching video of the people had posted of Las Vegas flooding.
Dude, it's crazy. But TikTok is, but now that TikTok is becoming a bigger monster, I'm now starting to see a lot of ads.
Are you?
Oh yeah. They're starting before, even 6 months ago, right, Lori? Yeah. You're not getting ads. And now it's literally ad content.
Yeah.
Right. So my point is that and like Facebook, for example, I see the same shit. It's boring. Facebook has gotten to the point where it's like, well, here are the same 15 people. And even when I refresh the feed, I'm like, oh, you just gave me the same feed again. I didn't even get new content. I didn't get to see what some of
That's because you've been on it so long. There's new content.
Well, no, but what my point is that at one point we would communicate with all our fans on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, then they went to Instagram. So then now we communicate with all our fans on Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, now they jumped to TikTok, right? So in order to really get to know when we're coming to your town, get on the email list.
Yeah.
To know what we got going on, get on the email list because then we can let you know directly and make sure that you're getting that information.
Yeah.
Right? Because inevitably, every single city that I leave, there's 15 to 20 messages that go, what? You were in Charlotte? I missed it?
Yeah.
All the time. So how do we stay in touch, right?
Yeah.
Is email list. But it was nice to be home. We're really struggling with Delilah and her potty situation. She is and I'm going to say this, and people might think I'm crazy, but we have a very, very, very intelligent 2.5-year-old. She speaks like a 5-year-old. And
disgusting.
Oh yeah.
What did she say this morning? Incredible. She said, "That's incredible."
No, she is very. She dresses herself, puts on her shoes herself. She makes her
bed in the morning. Do you know that?
She makes her bed in the morning. She is a very, very intelligent young lady who definitely speaks her mind, who has no problem communicating. However, for whatever reason, she's just. And I told Renae, I go, Renae, I think we got to take her to the doctor because something is going on.
Yeah.
Because the fact that this intelligent little girl who completely understands what to do. And I was telling you the other day, I had taken her to the potty because now we put on a timer to make sure that we take her to the potty. So I had taken her to the potty And then literally, and she pottied. 5 minutes later, she was in her room trying to change her panties. And I said, Delilah, what happened? And she looked at me and she was, I'm sorry. She was, don't be mad at me, Daddy, please. And I could tell in her face and her voice that she was looking at me like, I didn't want this to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't do it on purpose. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Please
don't be upset with me. Like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a parent out there that has been through this, or I.
It's hard because for a lot of it, it just seems like she's so involved in what she's doing, and she has a very stubborn personality that she thinks she can hold it long enough until she really has to go. So there's a big part of it that I think she doesn't want to walk away from whatever she's doing or playing with to go to the restroom. Because when we take her, I don't need to go, she like screams and loses it, you know? And she seems to do better when we are like out in public and we're going from one thing to the next. And it's like, well, we're about to get in the car, so you have to pee, or, you know, those kind of situations. But I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to decipher what's happening.
It's hard to figure. I'm just so shocked because Delilah is extremely intelligent. As a matter of fact, at her daycare, they have her with 5-year-olds. They don't have her with the 2, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds.
No, they do. That's the way they call it a community, and that's the way it's set up. Each class, there are 3 different classes, and all 3 classes have 3 to 5-year-olds. So the idea is that the older ones teach the younger ones, and the younger ones. But
Delilah's 2.5.
Yeah,
she's not 3.
Yeah,
she's 2.5, and she's so very vocal and so attentive, and you know, constantly learning things and going up to me, going opposite. Big, small. I mean, like, she's so, so it's just weird to me that a kid as intelligent and a kid that can communicate the way she communicates is having trouble with the potty, and the fact that she sat on the potty and then 5 minutes later had an accident.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's because she's like such a little busybody. She doesn't want to sit still. So you almost have to remind her to like, hey, are you sure you're done? You know? Or like the other day, she thought she had to poop. So she sits down, she pees. And then she's like, okay, peace out. And she goes out front. And I'm like, wait a minute. You said you had to poop. Yeah. You said you had to poop. Come back.
Which, by the way, we were playing body slam and wrestling. And Garrett was like, ah! Like he just jumped. Because he was wrestling on top of Delilah. There's poop in there. Like he freaked out. And then immediately I was like, Renae!
Yeah.
There's poop. It was, I don't know. We are having trouble with that. And it does.
I also think I'm hoping.
She's little.
Yeah, well, and we've talked about like the last 2 weeks being such an adjustment. I talked to another mom and she said even her, like with going back to school, and she said even her 10-year-old was just exhausted and like came home, had an emotional breakdown and laid on the floor and fell asleep after school. I think the last 2 weeks have been intense for those of us who have returned back to school.
Well, and Delilah, you know, we were talking about it this morning. Delilah's so much different than Garrett. Garrett, when he's tired, he cannot function. When he is tired, he is grumpy. He has an attitude problem. He cries. He has meltdowns. Garrett cannot function tired.
Like, are you describing me?
Yeah. Delilah, on the other hand, like me, can function tired.
Oh, she wants to be at the party.
If she's tired, she's still happy and she's still going.
Yeah.
And you don't notice that she's really that tired because she doesn't show that she's that tired. But Garrett was like that with illness. Garrett is such a tough kid that by the time he complained about his ear infection, we would take him into the doctor. The doctor would be like, oh my God, why haven't you brought him before?
The doctor would be like, he has double ear infection and strep. And I was like, well, he never had a fever.
Yeah, he never acted like he was sick. He never complained that he was sick. He didn't say that he was hurt.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't until it's like, oh my God, it's really bad. So Garrett, when it comes to sickness, is very, very tough. And Delilah, when it comes to functioning while she's tired, has no problem.
Although food, she's not that way with food.
She has to eat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude! Yesterday at the restaurant, she smashed. Like I turned around, I was like, I go, Renae, did she finish that entire thing of pasta? And we were both like, oh, shit, I guess so.
Well, because she's kind of at that age where, like, sometimes I feel silly ordering for her off the children's menu, especially depending on the price of the children's menu. Because I'm like, is she actually going to eat it? Like, should we just give her off of our plate? But yesterday, she killed that whole kids meal.
Smashed it. I was like, oh. But again, Renae and I have different views on food for kids. Renae is like, you got to eat. Sit down and eat. You have to eat. And I'm more like, dude, they'll eat when they're hungry. If they're not hungry, they're not hungry. Like,
I hear. I'm not about and you have to sit and finish your food, like clear your plate. I'm not like that, but I think like, hey, we're all eating. I've cooked, and then I want to be done and clean the kitchen. Like, this is dinner time. We're not going to go and 5 minutes before bedtime say I'm hungry.
There, she's like, I'm not hungry. Like, I am not hungry. And she's like, eat the protein. You got to eat that. I made that for you. And I'm like, dude.
No, because again, that's like the restroom situation with her. A lot of the times it's that she just doesn't want to sit. She wants to go play.
And when she gets hungry, she will eat like she did yesterday. She smashed an entire plate of penny pasta.
Yeah.
I mean, Garrett too. Garrett goes through these phases of like, doesn't eat much at all. And then he has these growth spurts where I'm like,
yeah,
bro, can I have another corn dog? I'm like, you just had 3.
Yeah.
I need another corn dog, Dad. I'm still hungry. I'm like, okay, here's another corn dog. And then he'll go 2 weeks like that. And then just not that hungry.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how much like my sister's girls, I mean, they're teenagers, but oh my gosh, they sleep and then they disappear in sleep. And then they're up and then they sleep. And I'm just like, I'm like, Victoria, she's like, teenagers. That all 3 of them are cheerleaders and very, very active and great kids. But man, they sleep. And poor Garrett doesn't sleep, so he wakes up at 6. Oh, my cousins aren't up yet. When are my cousins going to be up? And then he'll announce to the whole house, it's 10 o'clock. They're asleep. Nene's still asleep. And then it's 11, Dad. Victoria said to wake him up at 11. Can I wake him up?
Mom, they sleep 2/3 of the day, like using his fractions. They sleep 2/3 of the day, Mom. Do you think that's acceptable? He asked me.
I guess I don't remember as a teenager sleeping that much.
I remember sleeping more. Like, I remember there was definitely a time when on the weekends I like needed to catch up and I was sleeping more, but
I don't remember. I mean, I've always been a busybody, right? I love waking up.
You probably didn't.
I love waking up. I absolutely love waking up. Yeah. I love this earth. I love people. I love life. I love being active. I love being busy. I love my yard. I love my family. I love life. Like, I love life. Yeah. I love being on stage. I love being on the road. I love doing things. I love it all. I like to drink. I like to gamble. I like to hunt. I like to fish. I like everything. Yeah. I just love life.
Yeah.
But again, that's my personality.
Yeah.
I like people. I like having people over. I find people interesting. I like being busy. I like not being busy. I just love life.
Yeah.
I love to wake up. Love it. There will come a day that I don't wake up, and that's going to bum me out. But yeah. I love life. And I think Delilah's like that.
Yeah.
Delilah wakes up and Garrett, when he was Delilah's age, was very grumpy in the mornings. And I'd have to like let him know, like, hey, we wake up with a good attitude and we're positive and we feel good about life. You know, Delilah, she wakes up, she needs 2 minutes to get the eye boogers out. And then
Wake up.
Mom, Dad, I'm up. It's me, Delilah.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. I'm Dad.
Wake up.
It's me, Delilah. So I don't know. I mean, we did have a great weekend, and I'm looking forward to this weekend in San Jose.
Yeah.
They
ended up adding shows in San Jose, didn't they?
Well, I mean, I think by the time this airs, we could say that they did.
Yeah.
But we were very close to that.
Yeah.
Super excited about San Jose. Super excited about Irvine Improv. Just because I really, really want to see. And then I was like, oh my God, because I've been thinking about it a lot.
About the set? What have you been thinking about? Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's a way to like put comment cards on the audience tables right?
Like what? What would you ask?
I don't know. Like
What would be the question on the comment card?
Do you want to, what order do you like the set?
But they don't know that unless they've seen it more than once.
What bit resonated most with you?
Oh,
right.
There you go.
What bit would you like to see at the end? Right. What bit did you dislike? Right.
Do you really want to open it up for comments like that?
Yes. Going back to the podcast last week, that's how you learn. You learn by adjusting. I mean, even on this podcast where, people go, gosh, I just wish you wouldn't say fuck so much. Well, I have taken that note and I try not to say.
That's true.
I try not to say it because, if somebody thinks that I say it too much, I try to not say it as much.
Yeah.
In the beginning it was, hey, you keep cutting Renae off. Let Renae talk. Well, I have tried to adjust. I can't look at those people and go, well, fuck you or F you, right? I can't.
I hear you.
I take criticism. I put that criticism in my brain. I think about that criticism.
Yes.
And then I adjust.
Yeah.
Accordingly to what I think, right?
Right. What feels authentic to you.
To me.
What
right.
still feels in line with you. Yeah. I hear that.
Well, it's like in the beginning, because I grew up so country, I grew up, plaid Wrangler shirts, cowboy boots and jeans.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me, you're the one that started kind of changing my outfit because you were like, gosh, Steve, you look really country. But I was like, but I am country.
Yeah.
And then you were like, yeah, but do you need to tuck in your shirt? Do you need to wear the pearl snaps all the time? So we started
Yeah, it was just like the image you're putting out there.
So I still wore my cowboy boots, but I'd wear...
Not turning people off.
A t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because I did agree with you that not everybody is country.
That's funny. Before it was tank tops every day, it was plaid pearl snap shirts every day.
Well, during the day, I got to wear my tank tops. I mean, it's too hot. And tank tops last forever. So I love...
Because the armpits don't get dirty?
I told you that. All the places that get gross and wear out are already gone. So it's perfect.
No, you know what I was thinking because you were talking about the comment cards. We need to get the sets on film, like in the same night, in the same room.
Yeah,
so
San
that
Jose has the ability to do that.
So that we can compare the flow of the show. So you can do it both ways.
San Jose has the ability to do that. I will not watch it. I do not watch myself. I do not watch myself. I hate my voice. Every time I watch myself, I cringe.
I know.
I just can't handle it.
I know.
I have never, just so you guys know, I have never, ever seen one of my specials.
Yeah, you won't sit through and rewatch it. He won't. Even in the editing process, it's really frustrating because we want your feedback and we want you to feel good about it. And I don't think you can even sit through a whole edit.
Oh, dude, Rick, in the beginning when Rick and I first started working together, Rick would be like, hey, I just got this one first pass on your special. What do you think? And I'm like, great. He's like, well, I need you to watch it. I'm like, it's not happening. Like, it's not. But again, going back to last podcast, I trust Rick. Rick is a comedy fan. Rick understands who I am and what I am. And I trust Rick to do his job.
Yeah.
And it has proven to be very successful. I feel like if I get into the nuts and bolts and then I start getting nitpicky with, wow, man, I don't like that and change that. And I think I'd wear Rick out. And it's just not worth it to me because I don't ever see myself the way other people see myself.
Yeah.
Right? Kenny Rogers in an interview said this amazingly. And anytime somebody says something really cool, I just remember it.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the things he said, he goes, we are three people. I've told you this before.
You've told me this a lot. Yeah.
We are the people that we think we are. We are the people that other people think we are. Mm-hmm. And then we are who we are.
Yeah.
Those are all three different things.
Yeah.
All three different things. I am who I think I am who I am, and I am who other people think I am.
Yeah.
Right? So you are three things. So who I think I am is not what you guys think I am or what the general audience thinks I am. So if I go to Rick, I want Rick to have that.
The perspective.
The perspective of the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Going as a comedy fan and as a Steve Trevino fan, which I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
He goes and looks at the whole thing as a thing, goes, oh man, I like the way this works. I like the way that it flows. This joke makes me laugh. I love that he did this.
Yeah.
Rick can go and do all that.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that.
I would love to see both of them on tape because it's different when you are in the room with the audience and you feel their reaction versus when you are just watching something on tape. And so that's how people are going to experience this special, right? We're filming it so that everyone can see it even if they can't come to a live show. And so I'd like to see both orders.
Well, I mean, I think that's the hard part for you and Rick is, anybody will tell you that my live show is way funnier.
Oh, it's just always such a great time. Yes, I tell people all the time.
The live show is different than what you see on television. However, I do feel like, and Rick can chime in on this, I do feel like we have gotten better at delivering on TV what it's like to be live.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Rick?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, live is a different experience than sitting in your living room and watching it on TV.
Yeah, certainly. Well, a couple things. One is what I like seeing from the tape stuff. You can get close on your face on some of your reactions, and some of your reactions are so funny. And when you're in a crowd, especially kind of far away, it doesn't always come across. But the laughs are like when you have laughs behind you, beside you, in front of you, which is going to be interesting on this special. This will be your first special that's 5.1 surround.
Oh, interesting. Right. I didn't think about that. Well, and as you were talking, I thought to myself, oh, this is a way of giving you a front row seat.
Yeah. I just keep, Rick, when you say that too, I keep thinking about we talked about the truck bit last week. I just keep thinking about the truck bit when you make those facial expressions and when you do those act outs. And yes, to feel like you have a front row seat.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I use my face a lot,
yeah.
Right? I use my face a lot in my stand-up, and that is a great way to, and that's another reason that, when I do theaters, I have to be bigger. And it does bum me out that, I mean, fuck, dude, when, I didn't mean to say fuck. The comedy club in Charlotte, man, that bowl like that, man, that's a good room.
Yeah.
Right? And we still put 400 people in there, 380, but man, it felt close and it felt really, intimate. And I felt like I could talk to that person sitting in the back row and connect with them. And I think that's what we need to try to capture. And the special is, do you feel like you know me? Do you feel like you're front row? Do you feel like, I'm talking to you specifically?
Yeah.
Right? Because there are people that go, oh my God, it was like you were talking to me. And you would stare right at me. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I have learned that if I stare at 4 or 5 different places throughout the night consecutively or consistently, then people go, you were looking right at me.
You're reaching all the room.
Oh my gosh, you were talking to me.
Yeah.
That's my dad. That's my dad's truck. That's my family, right? But it's that connection that you're able to have in a live show, and which, by the way, I find it very interesting that Till Death, which we did with a different production, not Rick. One of the biggest comments that I would get from people is, "Oh my God, does this guy really need a laugh track?" And it's like, that's not a laugh track, dude.
Yeah.
That is
real laughter. Yeah.
Real laughter. And I remember the producer of that show came to me and he goes, "Oh my gosh, I do 1 million of these. I've never had an audience
respond that way,
laugh that way."
Yeah.
He goes, "This is great, Steve. This is," and he even told me that weekend, he goes, "They're not going to believe it's your laughs." These people are rolling, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be, one of the keys is how do we put people in the room?
Yeah.
Right? How do we get
people?
I
mean, there's nothing like a live show. There's something to be said. We talk about this all the time when we say, support the arts, support live theater, support live comedy, support magicians. There's nothing like being in the audience and sharing that communal experience. And with comedy, it's like on another level because you're literally like laughing and having an emotional response to something together.
Well, but it's I think some movies capture that.
Yeah.
You know, there are some movies and some directors that can
When you're all in the theater trying to keep it together.
Yeah, where you're like,
you can feel the people
oh
around
my God,
you. That's true.
I felt what that person was going through. I felt, Renae and I just started watching Entourage again, which, by the way, Rick, you need to start watching again. There's a...
I started watching it.
How random. Did you have this conversation with Rick already?
I don't think so.
No, the reason I started was because Ari Gold in there is based off of Ari Emanuel, and that's who bought our company.
Yeah, the dude, he was from WME, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
funny.
But what season are you on?
Literally just started. I'm in episode 4.
Oh, dude. First of all, I encourage you to watch it if you want to learn anything about Hollywood. That is the most Hollywood fucking shit.
Like inside Hollywood.
Yeah, it's like backstage. Yeah. You're in the background of what's going on in Hollywood. But what I was getting to is that there was a moment that it was so awkward in a meeting where Vince Ari sit down with the heads of Warner. Oh. And I felt the awkwardness.
Yeah.
Like in my bedroom watching it with you at the end of the night, I was like, oh my God, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Like, but the director somehow was able to create, and actors were able to create this atmosphere. Or was it one of those things where I'm like, I have been in those meetings where you're trying to crack a joke and they're just stone-faced looking at you.
Yeah.
You know, but they were able to make me feel what they were feeling.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, Entourage, guys, if you're not watching that, I mean, it is definitely a slice of time back in the day.
Yeah.
Right. And what's crazy is that's when when that show was being filmed, that's when I was stomping around LA as a single guy.
Yeah. You
know, going to all the same nightclubs and hanging out with celebrities. And, you know, it was that moment for me of woohoo, this is cool. And I'm hanging out with so-and-so and I'm hanging out at so-and-so. And, oh my God, I'm at this party and there goes so-and-so and there's so-and-so. And, you know.
That was also still when you had to wait every week for a show to come out.
Yeah.
You
back
couldn't
in the day,
binge watch the show then. You had to wait every week for that show to come out.
For a Wednesday, right?
And that 30-minute episode would fly.
It's really, really good. And Renae and I are in season 2 right now.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, there was a part where it got a little verbally aggressive, and Delilah walks in our room last night, and we're like, "Hey, let's turn that off."
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's. And she was watching. She was like, "Well, no." And then because Lori, I had to back it up. So, dude, I recognized her right away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Delilah comes in the room, I'm like, oh, wait. I go, Renae, before I turn it off, because I know Delilah's in the room, I go, look who we just saw. And it was, and I hate to say this because I don't know how else to explain her, she is the big girl from This Is Us.
The twin sister. I think Chrissy, I want to say the actress's name is Chrissy Metler.
And she has a moment with James Cameron in the episode where she just says something to him. And I had to pause. I go, Renae, look who that is.
I fell asleep with Delilah after she came in. Did the character come back or that was it?
That was it. That's all she had.
Small. Yeah.
But then it's crazy to go, here's the hottest guys in Hollywood at the time, right? Adrian Grenier, Turtle, all those guys were so popular and so big and working like crazy and very, very famous. And then you have this girl who just gets a bit part. Now.
And has probably been grinding at it since then for a long time.
But the tables have turned. Now she's the star.
Yeah.
She's the recognizable person. And I don't think the guys from Entourage have worked.
Yeah.
You know, and Jeremy Piven's doing stand-up now, which is crazy to me.
Was he never he wasn't a stand-up before Entourage?
He started
I don't know why I thought he was.
When I left LA, he was just dipping his toe into stand-up.
Yeah.
I had not ran into him, but people are like, dude, Piven's doing The Laugh Factory.
I mean, he has impeccable comedic timing in that show, and he's got he seems like from that character has such a dry, cynical sense of humor. I could definitely see him doing stand-up comedy.
He's one of the best actors on that show, in my opinion. I mean, he is fire.
Yeah.
He is great. You know, you really picture him as this.
I wonder if he actually knew the guy his character was based off of.
Oh, he had to have.
Yeah.
He had to have. I mean, no doubt about
Rick,
it.
how similar are they? I want to know.
I have not met Ari Emanuel, so I'm not sure.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. And now I'm like really curious how similar
Well,
the
because
character
it's
is.
loosely based on Mark Wahlberg's experience in Hollywood, loosely based on real people.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what's cool too is there's a lot of celebrities that go in and out to make it feel even more real.
Yeah.
Right?
They
You know, where
use
you-
real celebrity like cameos. They use cameos.
Real celebrity cameos. So you can it really. But anyway, it's a great show to watch. But I will warn you that it was a different time.
It's and it's dirty and it's raunchy, and I think
It's
like
very dude.
yes, one of the things
The whole goal is to get laid.
I like it because it's inside Hollywood, but one of the things I will say that I do not like about the show, and I think as the seasons go on, there are some they implement stronger female characters, but in the beginning, it just feels like a bunch of hoes walking around.
That's Hollywood. That's Hollywood. That's pretty much Hollywood. But it's definitely a great show to watch. So excited about our partnership with Aztec Chevrolet. It is growing. It is awesome. I made an amazing video because we were out there visiting with those guys, and they had, and I'm not a Ford guy, but they had an amazing Bronco on the lot over at Aztec Chevrolet.
I saw your video. It was a pretty Bronco.
Beautiful Bronco, 2,000 miles. And then, of course, Aztec Ford that's in Goliad. And then, of course, now we have Chevy Uvalde Chevrolet. So you have options, guys. And our relationship with Aztec Chevrolet and that group is growing. Please support them. And a part of the reason they're growing is because you guys continue to support. So thank you. Old Salt Coffee, Trevino 10. I will tell you that it is a more expensive coffee. It is. But I'm telling you right now that it's not. You don't have to go to Starbucks. This is better coffee than Starbucks.
It's so good.
It's delicious coffee. So try it for me.
We
Trevino
have
10.
our monthly subscription, but our monthly subscription is not enough. We ran out, and I thought, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna go buy some nice coffee. I'll get the beans, and I'll actually grind it. And Steve won't know. And we made it this weekend with our guests, and you're like, "What is
No bueno. No bueno. Old Salt Coffee is worth the price. They are delicious. Trevino 10 is the code. Download Pick Cherries. Please send us a Pick Cherry. Show us you're using the app.
Oh, send us the pic cherry of Steve saying he's not going to use the F word, and then 5 seconds later using the F word.
Sorry. But my calves look amazing. I just looked in the video.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, we love you guys so very much. Renae, you are absolutely beautiful. Don't ever doubt
Oh,
it. You look great.
thank you.
You smell great. You keep moving your hair around. I can smell it.
You can smell all the mousse and hair gel.
We love you guys. Thank you for the continued support. And we will see you soon somewhere on the road. Do us a favor. We are growing.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. Like, it is growing. And we're
Yeah.
getting much, much more comments. I don't know if I like it.
On the podcast, you mean? Yeah.
Like, we're getting a lot of different opinions and a lot of different. And I'm like, hey, where's all the people that just agreed with us?
I was gonna say,
Like,
it's not just our little community anymore.
It's growing. It's growing. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.